things are as powerful as love. Poison is yet powerful. Love.
Good evening, and welcome to Best of Our Lives, streaming to you live from SE5. Please grab your drinks and take your seats for tonight's performance. In the event of emergency or technical disaster, we may momentarily disappear from your screens, but please keep streaming. We will be back in one form or another. Tonight's performance will not include an interval, but it won't be that long, so don't worry. We would like to remind you that flash photography is permitted, but we recommend screenshotting and would ask that all mobile phones are switched on so that you can text a friend to tell them how wonderful this voiceover is and that they should immediately watch the show. Please now ensure that you have washed your hands, are at least 2 meters apart, have a full glass in hand, are very alert to sit back and enjoy the show.
Oh,
hello!
Look at
Hello,
that.
Laura.
Hello, Adam. How are
Hello,
you?
everyone. Hello, good evening, and welcome to our virtual show, Best of Our Lives.
Yes, here we are, streaming live from our homes, apparently the jungle, to yours, with our first online event of the Lockdown Live season.
Yes, today we'll be welcoming our guests who've been busy themselves during lockdown, working on their own online streaming events and projects, and generally staying connected with the arts world, entertaining people across the country and beyond.
Yep, we'll be chatting to them about what they've been up to during lockdown, as well as getting a little bit of a taster of their work. Exciting.
Now, what's that? So I'm just getting a little kind of report in here. So for anyone who's watching from the Myett's SE5 area, we've just had news that Street Dough Pizza are in their usual spot at number 97 until 9 p.m. tonight, okay? They're serving up freshly made 10-inch pizzas. So if you're feeling peckish, text them and place your order. Details below, 0787 671 1913, okay? At street.dough on Facebook or at Street Dough. Look right down there.
I'm feeling quite peckish. If anyone is going to Street Dough, put me in an order and bring it to the Camberwell area of SE5. Won't give my address away just yet. Yeah, I went past actually on my bike the other day and I saw Street Dough. Didn't know who they were on the driveway. It smelled amazing, so I'll definitely be there next week. Thank you.
You were right to be cautious, but you checked them out, found out how tasty they are. Now you're ready to go back. So let us take a look at what is coming up this evening.
Let's do that.
We all have sorrow.
I'm not impressed, get your teeth box out. Dental treatment, I don't mean the NHS. Plant-based, stop beefing for my virtue.
Oh my god, you're scaring me.
Oh, I can't
Wow,
wait.
what a lineup.
But we must do, because first I have to give you the customary virtual tour of the studio. So whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, let us know you're here by leaving a wonderful comment. And please also, you can send questions to the artists via the same medium also, okay? You can also tell them just how great you think they are, okay? And if you're lucky, we'll show them in the broadcast.
Do you know, Adam, we've already had a few comments. This is quite a nice one. Meant in the artistic sense.
Very violent. Oh, sorry.
So yes, you can leave a comment just like these that have come through. Longfield Hall. I wonder who that could be. Anyway, that's an example of one I wrote earlier. Also, you'll notice at the bottom, we've got this cool ticker tape. You can't see my hand, it's there. You've got cool. So if you can and are willing to make a donation and would like to, all of the donations that we get tonight will be going directly to our artists and the projects that they're working on.
Absolutely, and none for me or Laura. So your money's safe, okay? If you're enjoying us so far, please do text your mates and get them to stream as well. Maybe host a watch party. I don't know.
We even have a hashtag, Adam.
We do? Hashtag lockdown live. Please do take photos and screenshot stuff. If you're good with the tech, get the grandkids or your cousins or nieces or nephews or neighbors to help you with all that stuff. And go to the socials at Longfield Hall and then do the hashtag stuff, lockdown live.
And text your mates, tell them that we're here. Like us, love us, do what you feel.
Absolutely. Am I hearing that our first guest is in the backstage area? Is that a thing?
Oh, she is. I'm very excited. Yep, we do have a virtual backstage area, and she's indeed waiting there. She's laid off the gin for now. She's being professional about it.
Fantastic. So our first guest graced our wonderful show at the Longfield Hall celebration in May. Since her wonderful performance, she's been streaming a weekly live show performing her music via her Facebook page.
Yep, I've tuned in. It's brilliant. She's also got all the mod cons now and all the whatnots and the things that connect and do stuff. I'm sure she can be a bit more specific than I can about what those things actually are. So
absolutely, technology is a young person's thing. She is a 20-year-old busker, singer and songwriter based in South London, who was the Song Academy Young Songwriter Competition finalist with her song Only Me in 2017, and also took part in the 2017 Mayor of London's Busk in London competition.
And after completing her academic years, well done, and having a number of jobs, she decided to busk full-time. Now, Jade performs around her local high streets and also some of London's busiest tube stations. Not at the moment, maybe, I don't know, soon. And private gigs, and has even been to Norway to share her music.
No Norwegian accents needed. So during lockdown, she's been trying to keep her busking skills alive by performing live music weekly via the Facebook page, as mentioned before. She does her best to take requests every Tuesday night, and you can find her at Jade Thornton Music. So please give a warm welcome to, spoiler alert, Jade Thornton.
Way! And she's there.
Hello, Jade.
Jade, tell us, did you stay away from the gin?
Just about, yeah. I've got
very
a bottle
professional
back waiting, but
lovely stuff. It's so lovely to see you again. So great to have you on the show. How have you been since we spoke last in May?
I have been getting on, kind of. Yeah, I've been good. I've been picking up my live streams a lot more frequently now, and yeah, I've been just trying to roll with the punches as they come. Yeah.
Good philosophy. Good philosophy.
I saw that you posted, because I'm a bit of a stalker of yours now, on your Facebook page. You posted about your first ever day as a busker. Can you tell us about that day?
Yeah, I don't know where it came from, but being in the industry, when you get that random spark of motivation, you just got to roll with it. And so I did. But my weather checking skills are not as good as they are now. And I just went, right, go in. And it tipped it down all day. I was even getting ready to pack up my stuff and go to the train, and it was raining, and I was like, nope, I'm going. And I went and I got soaked.
Amazing. Grit and resistance. I love it. That's a proper music story. I love it. So the busking community is actually quite a huge part of London's music culture. How's it sort of surviving and going on during this time?
I think definitely online is the key at the moment. I don't know, it was such a part of my like daily life. It must be so eerie to walk through like train stations now. But yeah, we're all getting on online, and I think like a lot of buskers are like supporting each other because everyone knows it was hard before lockdown. So everyone knows how hard it is going to be during lockdown. So each other out.
I think that's the strength of the arts, though. I think it's difficult in many professions, but speaking from somebody that works within the arts, I think it's always been a constant struggle. It always is a struggle. So I think maybe we're quite well equipped to deal with a little bit more struggle, maybe.
I mean, I felt the pinch a lot before lockdown started. A lot of people were heading away maybe 2-3 weeks before lockdown started. So it started a lot earlier for like street performance.
Yeah, I bet.
Brilliant.
Well, Adam,
Yeah, you and I had the same instincts at the same time, which is we know that you are going to perform for us tonight, which I know everyone at home is looking forward to. So we're going to step aside and give you the stage. I'll just say to everyone at home, please do, if you have any questions for Jade, now's the time to kind of type them in. But let me move myself off this stage and give you the space. So what's your first song?
This is a song. Oh, too much reverb. This is a song I wrote during lockdown, actually, a few weeks ago. And this song is called Why Would I Miss You? If it didn't happen then, it would happen 20 times by now. Should've listened to my head, gut feeling, just screaming it out. Could've run while I had the chance. That was never romance till I see one-way conversation, cold touch to the feeling on my cheek. Oh, why would I miss you? It never made sense for us to live different lives and different circles. I know what I want, I deserve to, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As soon as I left, I felt my head run clear. My only regret was saying that I'll miss you here. I was never the same again, but that's what I was missing all along. How could I waste so much time, even when I knew it was wrong? Oh, why would I miss you? Never made sense for us to live different lives and different circles. I know what I want, and it ain't you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Boy.
lovely stuff. Fantastic. That was amazing.
Thank you.
It sounds so great now. You've got like a loop or a reverb or something going on.
My pedal. It's a little pedal about yay big, and it's a Boss VE vocal harmony pedal.
Yeah, the whatnot.
Oh yeah, the Boss VE
I've had
harmony.
some
Yeah,
people think
yeah,
it's
I
a
know the
small
one.
choir.
Yeah, I had the
literally, when
VE
I was
harmony
busking-
light, but
when I was busking, somebody actually peered behind my suitcase to be like, sorry? Like, they were like, expecting like a small choir, and I was like, no, it's just a pedal.
amazing. That's fantastic. Laura, do we have any questions?
We don't have any questions yet, but I have a question.
Oh,
So when do you think you'll be able to get back onto the streets of London, so to speak, and start sharing your sounds again?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, not soon enough is my answer to that. I really, really missed it. And I know that there's a part of me that was thinking I needed a break. I think everyone's thinking this. I needed a break, but I didn't need a break this long. But yeah, it was really difficult, but it gave me like, you know, purpose, and I loved doing it. And yeah, there's just a big gap. I hope before the end of the year, maybe. I don't know. It's the answer. I really don't know. Not soon enough.
Okay, we do have a question actually. Jade, what's your favourite live night in London?
What, my favourite gig that I've ever played?
It just says what's your favourite live night in London. So it could be either a gig that you play or a gig that you go to watch.
I did go to see Tori Kelly just before lockdown, like a week before lockdown, and that was a pretty special experience because everyone in the room was thinking the same thing. and they were thinking, when are we going to be able to do this again? Everyone in the room was sharing exactly the same thought, and even the artists on stage were like, let's make this a good one. All of the support acts were amazing. I think it was Jake, Isaac, Ethan, and then Tori Kelly, and that was something I'll remember for a long time.
Amazing.
Glad it was a good gig, because that could have been a terrible way to go out.
Well, you've got another song for us. We're going to let you take it away because we've already got some comments saying people love your work. So handing back over to you, Jade.
Okay, I'm going to do the aforementioned song Only Me. This song tends to be the one that people connect with the most, I guess. The song's about me not wanting to go to university, because after college, that's the natural thing, and I just went, nah. I chose to do, not straight away, but I chose to bust. This is about me dealing with that, I guess. Great past friends fail, tattoo of my history. Things collide all the time, beauty spot of what could be. Stained glass and broken heart, postcard of you. All dreams are meant to last. I need my security. I will never fit your frame. Swings and roundabouts, what I words drift through the rift in your humanity. Breaks off a turn back. This ain't no certainty. What's life reflects? Snapshot of this day. Why does it bother you if I won't be that way? I will never fit your frame. Swings and roundabouts, what
take back my crown. 'Cause you are 10 times more than the stars that you see. Reach for them, my God, where you will be. I won't take no in between. 'Cause I'm doing this for myself and only me. Yeah.
Amazing. Clap, 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 clap.
That was incredible,
Fantastic.
Jade. Incredible as always. We've got a question for you. First of all, it's a fact. Jade has such a beautiful voice. But then the
That's
question,
definitely not a question. Next.
the question follows: what is your top lockdown album to listen to?
Ooh.
Such a good question. You know what? I'm a really I don't know. I kind of phase in and out of people's albums all the time. A fellow busker of mine actually just released an EP, Lucy May Walker. She just released Bad Day. That's a great EP. I've been listening to Harry Styles' Fine Line. Is it Fine Line? I think it is. A lot recently. And Ola Gartland. Is it New Friends? I think it's called New Friends. I never pay attention to the name. And I'm a sucker for musical theatre as well. So I listen to the Beetlejuice soundtrack all the time.
Good one.
Lovely stuff. Yeah. Go on, Laura.
I was going to say, you spoke to me yesterday and you said that you have an EP underway. Tell us about that. When's that going to materialise? I guess after lockdown.
Yeah, I'm hoping to maybe line it up with getting out busking so I can get some physical CDs so I can maintain the hype and then people are going to want to buy them, you know, because I don't want to be left with a load of stock that people aren't able to buy. But I overcame an obstacle, let's just say that, recently, and yeah, it was a big obstacle, but we're moving now, so I'd say I'm about 85% there.
Brilliant. I thought I overcame the obstacle was the name of the EP, but that's just you actually physically overcame. Okay.
It should be.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
My pleasure.
All the socials are here. Is that okay? We were hoping you just play us out with your final song.
Yeah.
Actually, so is that a nice way to get? Brilliant. So everyone check out Jade's socials there. You have a regular night, Tuesday night.
Yes.
Lovely stuff. So
here we go. Look, every Tuesday, 8 till 9 p.m. Facebook at Jade Thornton Music. And now Jade is going to play out. Well, herself out. We're still here after that. But.
Yes. We love you, Jade.
Thanks so much, Jade. Over to you.
This song is one of mine from my first live EP that I did, and this song is called Through the Night.
Make this about you, if that's what you want. Write your story in your twisted font. This never seemed to turn out right. Walk away from me, turn a blind eye, 'cause it's this how you wanted it to end. Oh, is this how it's gonna end? Oh, 'cause it's clear to me when I'm meant to be, I'm not your missing piece. Okay, you see, behind all the tried, oh, it's true. I could be there for you. We'll make it through the night. So much was lost in the time we had. Before I knew it, everything turned bad. Made me understand I didn't do no supposed to know what's coming along, because it's this how you wanted it to end. Oh, is this how it's gonna end? Oh, cause it's clear to me when I'm gonna be. I'm not your missing piece, so can you see? Behind all the trying, oh, it's true. I could be there for you to make it through the night. We won't make it through the night. Why can't we settle this instead of fight? Oh, priorities got in front of pride. We won't make it through the night. 'Cause it's clear to me when I'm gonna be. I'm not your missing piece, so can you see? Behind all the tried, you know it's true. I could be there for you. We'll make it through the night. Thank you.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jade Thornton. It has been an absolute pleasure once more. Everyone, check her out on our socials at Jade Thornton Music. EP to come soon. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And she's gone instantly. Wonderful. Okay, so coming up on the show, we've got the almighty rapper K9 London joining us to share some of his wonderful tunes. Because Laura is still on mute, I'll say we have Clem Garrity from Creative Studio Swamp Motel to tell us about their online immersive theatre game, Plymouth Point, and the brilliant actor-musician Royce Cronin to play us out tonight.
Yes, we do. But next, I'm being joined by two artistic directors of neighbouring venues to Longfield Hall, Theatre Peckham and the Blue Elephant Theatre.
Yes, so please, it's with our great pleasure we present to you Suzanne Mclean from Theatre Peckham and co-artistic director of the Blue Elephant Theatre, Niamh de Valera. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, thank you so much for joining us.
Lovely stuff. So to give you your proper title, sorry, Suzanne, I was remiss in my duties. You are the artistic director and CEO of Theatre Peckham.
Big things, Adam. It's big
Let's,
things.
let's not forget that, okay? How are you doing today?
Yeah, good. You know, it's tough times right now. There's a whole heap of emotions that are going through me. I think COVID-19 was one. You know, huge respect to what's happening in America right now, and the effects that that's having on the UK right now, and a chance and an opportunity for us really once and for all, praise God, I hope that we really address the inequalities that are here in the UK.
Absolutely. And unfortunately with the situation happening, but it does mean that we've got time and space actually to consider a lot more, and people won't necessarily be kind of trapped in work all the time and busy. There's actually a bit of space for people to actually sit and comprehend these issues happening. Niamh, how are you doing today?
I'm not too bad. I was just on a young company session for our young people's theatre. That was still lots of discussions happening there as well.
Absolutely, and they should continue on and let us, hope thankfully things seem to, an ongoing conversation seems to be happening, which I think is exactly what we need. Suzanne, I'll start with you. So for our audience at home, could you tell us a bit about Theatre Peckham and what's happening that way?
Sure. Well, Theatre Peckham is a beautiful 200-seat theatre. It's got 2 brilliant sprung floor studios. We've got studio ready for music production. We have a gallery space. We've got a welcoming vibe, and that's really there, and it houses these young creatives that come through our doors every day and inspires young people and raises ambition. All of that in a nutshell.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Amazing. So tell us, you mentioned the young people. So how has Theatre Peckham been engaging with its community during this time?
Oh, wow. So we moved really quickly. So I had been developing an app. So we used our app to send out content to our young people. I mean, we have about 400 young people who come through between Monday and Saturday. So there's a lot of classes and a lot of young people and a lot of freelancers actually who are delivering those classes. So we've done that. So we send content out through our app, and also kind of like some health information and opportunities and things like that. Then we have our writers group that kept going with Poetic Unity. They do that. We've had master classes, which have been fantastic. We have a Sunday morning chat where young people who are in our older age range can just come and just chat about things that are happening with them. We had a Cronkton Night Schools Festival. What else? We had our podcast, Lockdown and Me podcast. We've got also our discussion live and direct, which is like an Instagram live that we had with other artistic directors of theatres, and that's rolling out continually. So we've got a next one that's going to be on Black Lives Matter that's coming up on Monday, the 15th. Yeah, so whole heap of stuff we've been doing and just shifting everything digitally.
Fantastic. It sounded like a terrible time for me to move back to North London last year with all this stuff happening down south. I believe we have a clip from Theatre Peckham. So can the studio roll that? Is that, yeah, I'm getting...
My favourite thing about Theatre Peckham is how I can socialise with my friends. Everyone can join in, and it gets children and teenagers into acting.
Theatre Peckham is great because it shows that there is more to Peckham than the media portrays.
They also advocate the importance of teaching what we've learned to the kids below us.
My favourite thing in Theatre Peckham is everything. Playing the piano and learning more things and more things. My favourite thing is the dress-up clothes.
There's nowhere else like it for young people.
Fantastic. This is exactly why government, you need to make sure that the schools can keep the drama going and we can keep engaging with it, because the work that theatres do stretches way beyond just putting on shows for the public. That's wonderful stuff. And we can see lots of stuff at your website, which is www.theatrepeckham.co.uk, and follow you on your socials. It's exciting. It's great to hear that lots of stuff is popping. Now,
so sad seeing those little faces and knowing that we've got this beautiful venue and people aren't in it. I mean, we've just had, last week I had somebody in just to do some testing. So I'll hopefully get those reports out at the end of this week or beginning of next, so we can start to see how we can start building towards reopening safely.
Yeah.
Lovely. But it seems you've done a great job of engaging in the meantime and kind of finding ways to still keep them feeling connected to the theatre as well. That's brilliant. So Niamh, I'm going to turn to you from the Blue Elephant Theatre. So the theatre, I believe, is celebrating its 21st birthday this year.
Yes. The official opening day birthday was the 3rd of June. We had the actual Antonio Rivera, who founded the theatre, after being out of touch for a long time. We've reconnected with him recently, and he made a video footage that was taken at the time. And it said that they got the license to open 2 hours before the first show went up. And it feels like that kind of encapsulates Blue Elephant for its whole lifetime. It's kind of that flying by the seat of your pants. So we're a fairly small theatre. We're a 50-seat venue. The building itself basically has a theatre space downstairs, dressing room, accessible bathroom, which if people haven't been there for a while, has improved dramatically in the last year. Because it was not that great. Laura will know this. You've rehearsed there. You've performed there. And then the upstairs is a bar and our office. So it's pretty small theatre, but it's got a lot of heart.
It really does have a lot of heart. It's a real community spirited place. I think it's very warm and homely, and yeah.
Lovely stuff. So, what have you been up to there during lockdown?
We've moved our youth theatres online, so they're now being run by Zoom, which obviously brought a lot of safeguarding research to manage to do that. But they're going really, really well, surprisingly well, because you would think that'd be really hard to do that virtually. I think, like most other people running youth theatres online at the moment, we've discovered that the game Fetch is a winner for all age ranges. We could try it now between the four of us, but
maybe next time.
We should have this giant Fetch game at some point. But it's going really well. We were going to have half term for everybody the week before last, I think, or last week, the Saturday, and the little one, the youngest groups, they're not that little, but they were just like, no, we don't want half term. No, we put more sessions on, because I guess like primary schools aren't doing that much digitally, so they aren't having much engagement when they're seeing their friends. So that's going very well. We generally run a lot of workshops in schools, so that's obviously completely stopped. But kind of our artists, we're not really, we haven't created that much work for them, but we're kind of checking in with people who've worked with a lot of artists and kind of trying to promote what they're doing, and also offer what support we can. Like when the Arts Council had their grants open, we were checking in if people wanted some extra eyes on applications and stuff. And
amazing.
Then we put a few workshops online as well that been created by us. One was performed by Amanda Villanova, who had a great show with us last October, and other two are created by my co-artistic director, who's also participation director, Joe Sadler-Lovett. So we've got a few workshops online for children to keep them occupied when they have to stay in all the time. Hopefully that's
amazing. And we have a clip to show you. So let me play the right one.
Once upon a time, there was a girl named Cinderella.
Because I want you to imagine yourself as a really old version of you.
Casa! Calabasa. Pasa! Calabasa.
So grey hair, wrinkles, maybe you're even stooped over because you're so old. Maybe there's a walking stick in there as well.
Toma tu bomba y empújala y lánzala al aire.
You are going to be yourself, but in the future.
Lots of fun happening there. Thank you, Blue Elephant, for that. Now, I'm going to step back aside, so I'm going to drop a little question bomb in there and then just walk away from it and let you all kind of have a chat. Maybe that's a bad phrasing. Let's just erase that. This isn't live, is it? So I'm going to ask you both, going to put it out to you all three as artistic directors. Given that the internet can offer broader accessibility for those who may find it hard to access the venues, both physically or financially, to what extent do you think that this digital way of working will become a staple of future theatre operations?
Who's going to answer it first? I think on behalf of we can only really speak independently at the moment, I guess. I think obviously for us, we're doing this right now. I think for us, it's been quite an advantage to have this to reach out to a wider audience, definitely beyond the Myattsfield, Camberwell, Brixton area. And also with looking at what Blue Elephant and Theatre Peckham are doing with their youth projects. We've been working with Lambeth and we've set up a new almost teaching program of how to run online events for our youth groups. So that wasn't a thing at the beginning. That wouldn't have happened without lockdown. I don't think we would have ever had that initiative to do that. So yes, it has brought new things to our work, definitely.
I mean, it's definitely about a really great thing of different ways of connecting with people and sharing. But, there's nothing that replaces human contact and being in the room and being able to really read body language and bounce off each other and all those kind of things. And I think, you know, one of the challenges I'd say about this kind of like digital world that we're living in at the moment is that not everyone has access to this stuff. So in one sense, yes, it is great, but it's not great if you don't have this. And you know, we did a thing where we phoned round all of our young people and their parents to check in on them, and that was definitely some of the things that were coming back, was that, you know, for some of them it's heartbreaking when you've got 3 children in the room in your house and you've got maybe one laptop or you've just got your phone and they want to do a drama class on it, and it's like, how are you splitting which child is going to have it, and plus you as a parent have your own needs as well, you know. So yeah, it's great, but I think at some point it kind of also extends the fact that you know, there's such vast inequalities that are out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, even in this, there's no equalizer. But I think we've learned an awful lot. Everyone's learned an awful lot. I think we've also seen that the resourcefulness of the industry, or people generally, that they're like, well, the show must go on somehow, which is quite nice, because it's like back at the end of March, it did feel like everything was imploding, and nobody knew what was happening next. So it's very inspiring that everyone's really like come together and worked, created so much and learned so much, where although there's obviously, the industry needs a lot of help because there's so much happening and so many people are facing terrible realities, and the people we reach are as well. But I would also agree there's nothing like live, and I can't wait to go back to it. But I think we've also learned a lot, and we can incorporate a lot, and we can maybe have we can keep the best of it. There's other projects where elderly people weren't able to take part. This isn't our project, but another project somebody was talking to. They weren't able to take part in the project as it was starting earlier in this year, and then when it moved online, they were able to.
I think that the combination of the two together is sort of the best bet, really, isn't it? That'd be the ideal, and hopefully we'll get back there one day, as having the live and the online. And I think a benefit, I guess, of this is for artists learning the basics of how to do it, and also platforms and businesses opening up to provide more accessibility of easier ways to stream stuff online. And so I think, yeah, the ideal would be having both, so that you can bring everyone together in some way, those that can't access the building, those that can't access the online.
And also using more, you know, in terms of connecting with people. You know, there was a time before when if you didn't meet somebody face to face, you were just like, you kept re-diarising it, going, oh, and actually you kind of go, yeah, we could have just like had a Zoom call, because Zoom was here before COVID-19. Do you know, and it was, it's so those things, you can actually speed up some communications with people, and also connect people a lot quicker and stronger in a way through it as well.
Absolutely. I think you sort of touched on it a bit from the challenges from the young people and I guess other people on the outside. But what sort of challenges have you faced with adapting programs or creating new programs to try and fit into this new age?
Some of it has been, like we said before, the safeguarding of it. That's definitely a consideration. I think we're all learning it as we're going along, and I think all organizations are making some mistakes and rectifying it, including, you know, Zoom and House Party and all, you know, everything's coming up for everyone that they just didn't plan for before. And then also about, I think it takes longer to warm up on a, you know, in the, you know, socially interaction way, in this way. And, you know, for some young people, you know, if you don't have your quiet room, your brother and your sister in the background doing what they're doing. You know, we've had older ones where we've gone, okay, it's great, we're going to have this voice class. And, you know, you forget that they're in their bedroom trying to have this voice class. And as soon as it finishes, you've got all of your family outside your door ready to take them. Whereas
trying to kick everyone off the Wi-Fi. Get off the Wi-Fi. The street,
like tonight.
I'm in that film. I'm trying to do my voice class. So there's, you know, things like that to just like to work through. There's been some challenges.
Yeah.
How about you, Neve?
Some quite similar. Some really sweet moments as well. Like I was saying, that game Fetch, there was one of our teenage groups was playing that, and the thing was fetch something beginning with S, and one of the girls just turned around and was like, sibling, because her little brother was in the background playing the computer game. I was just like, I thought she should win that round. I thought she won the session.
Wonderful.
And I think finding somehow also trying to keep communication between the organisation. We've got a lot of people who work part-time and on different projects in different areas, and trying. So we've said to like treat the Zoom chat as a virtual office, just to throw out anything, even if it's like just a cartoon you write or something that makes it fun, that you find funny, just to kind of keep everybody feeling like they're part of the same organisation, working towards the same sort of goals and stuff.
Lovely stuff. So I guess before we say goodbye, I mean, I could probably just sit here and chat to you for another couple of hours or so, but you probably won't like that, and but I'd have a great time. But do you have any sort of tips? So if there are any sort of organisations, maybe smaller groups that would like to engage with their young people or just their community through theatre or any of the things that you've been doing, do you have any tips of how people can engage their communities and youth groups?
I think just starting conversations for me has been a big thing. I mean, it sounds very obvious, but I think I've become really aware of how much I wasn't talking to the community enough. And I think, as we were talking about the Zoom stuff, like there's this world of possibility out there where you can have meetings when you can't make them. And so just talking to more people working within your community, this whole project tonight is all about that, really. I've been, you know, just getting involved with other artists and really talking to them and seeing how they're feeling and what they want to do and how they want to go forward. And that is the same with artists coming on the show tonight, our youth groups, collaborators, Lambeth Council, you know, everyone that's around us. I think those conversations are really important right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I really agree as well, and just kind of be thinking like not one size fits all. Like you were saying, like some people will engage online, but some people might post things too. Some people might just want the conversation because they're lonely. Just different ways.
And I think the as artistic directors, sometimes there's something really simple in just listening to what other people want, giving them the platform to make it happen, and that's a really great way to, rather than trying to think about what the community want or what young people want, just give them the space to say what it is and to create what it is, and even if they don't even know what it is until they start doing something and then it forms. I think that's a really great way to connect.
That is fantastic. I think the big message, which I think we should all take, is ask and listen. Okay, which is a great step we can all take. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate you giving up your time, and also lots of information, that lovely tidbits that we can all use and apply. Suzanne Mclean, CEO and Artistic Director of Theatre Peckham, thank you so much for being with us. Details below. And if you'd like to donate any money in there, they've got programs which the money will be spent really wisely, I believe. So, and there's lots happening there. Also, Neve de Valera, thank you so much for coming from the Blue Elephant Theatre. Equally, they have programs happening for which your money will also go into helping to keep the dialogue going and engagement with the community. Thank you both so much for coming on to be with us.
Thank you also so much, and hopefully see you in person sometime soon.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. Bye.
Lovely. Take care. Bye-bye.
Oh, we're stuck.
That's okay. We can just awkwardly sit here. Oh, there we go. Lovely. It's wonderful to have them both on. So remember, you can check them out via their websites and on the socials. And before we go on to our next act, remember you can comment via YouTube or Facebook in the comment section or send in your questions.
Yes, I've lost my place because I wasn't looking.
That's all right. I'll put you back.
Have you mentioned donations? As we said, if you're able to make a donation, the link is on the bottom there. So don't go anywhere yet. We still have 3 guests to join us.
Yes, and I believe our next act has been waiting in the backstage area like a lion, a cage lion ready to be unleashed.
I'm looking at him. He's looking very ready. We're good to go. Now, I'm very excited because this man is a bit of a Brixton legend for me. And we had him involved in our first ever Longfield Hall celebration. And we haven't been able to get him back in the hall since, or in our virtual studio. So I'm very thrilled tonight that he'll be sharing some music with us.
Absolutely. So this man, I won't give away his name just yet, is a musical composer, producer, songwriter and rapper from Jam England. So if you're not sure what that is born in London to Jamaican parents. Thank you very much. His personal journey to uncover what he believes to be his true identity is prevalent throughout his music.
Yep,
he is flirted.
Oh, you're lying.
No.
You go for it, Adam. You
go ahead. No, excuse me.
It's all right. I just like the word flirted. He's flirted. I will flirt with him. Go with it, Adam. I've got something to do here.
He's flirted with music creation intermittently for the better part of 12 years. Yes, 12 years, and has worked with a variety of artists, creating projects, touring on a local, national, and international scale. Let us take a look at his latest music video. Cue this.
Garbage disposal, sanitation services, mumble rapper shit. Please, it ain't worth it. The lady said, I'm not impressed. Get your teeth box out. Dental treatment, I don't mean the NHS. Plant-based, stop beefing for my virtue. That's why I let you slide like church shoes. Whether Ebonics, Mandinka, or Urdu, they say, damn, 9's going in. Curfew, 9 months of gestation. Pregnant with knowledge, so what? Here's the manifestation. Preparation, Armageddon, man versus machine. Better need to plan our salvation. Coded handshakes, initiation. Straight flush to pick lies. Call the Michelangelo's paintbrush. Want the quick life. Make a sacrifice that they trust. Piss like bladder infections and toilets that won't flush. So conspicuous consumption. Living a life of dysfunction. Presenting lifestyles you know that ain't you. Chasing is the fame, fake followers. Overnight celebrities from Anonymous. I wanna be thug. You ain't a killer.
Ayo, 9, the real recognized perpetrators repping lies. So let me take the stand, 9, let me testify. I recognize a disguise when it's mechanized. That's why these devils on screen get this exercise. Gender tricks, dudes walking with their figure switch, but still a man in spite of implants, breast and hips. This proclamation spotlights abominations. Still alive only cause the Holy Father gracious. You seen this, got me squeamish. They call fools genius. Chicks on Instagram bear expletives. Booty clapping and horsehair and features stitched and sewn on like garments by a seamstress. That's a career though. To me it's weird, bro. Like a cornfield with no edge to scarecrows. Dudes mad, black books full of chicks for they lap. While they daughters be at home asking where they daddy's at. Stop it, fam.
Conspicuous consumption. Living a life of dysfunction. Presenting lifestyles you know that ain't you. Chasing is the fame, fake followers. Overnight celebrities from Anonymous. I wanna be thug. You ain't a killer. Yo, false perception of self. ego consumption. Wanna be hard but can't erect our dysfunction.
He soft as burritos, but claiming he pop shells. But wouldn't cook beef if he worked at Taco Bell.
Delusional state of mind, this ain't healthy. The type to go gym and spend time taking selfies.
How you posing, no clothing like Vogue gon' sign you? Why they looking at your pics like they covered in swine flu?
When I sight those man, I quick for make a detour. It's going down like a man be on a seesaw.
Bro, I seen foolish pride in a hooligan's eyes that'll lead a man blind to a fool's demise.
Surprise, they play acting, spitting hard bars, driving fast cars until they get put behind bars.
This is that hard truth that these lies can't ignore. It needs no key, just a foot through the door.
Conspicuous consumption, living a life of dysfunction, presenting lifestyles you know that ain't chasing Insta fame, fake followers, overnight celebrities from anonymous.
I wanna be thug.
You ain't a killer.
Yes, yes, yes. Fantastic. And here to tell us more is the man himself. Please welcome to the studio, K9.
Good evening.
There he is.
How you doing?
I'm good. And yourself?
Yes, good, thanks. Very excited, very hyped up now because of that. Got me head popping again.
That video made me feel very nostalgic about Brixton. It's so lovely. Especially outside the chip shop.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You had to do it in the heart, man. You know, people recognize. So get some more light on. There we go. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, absolutely, man. Just bringing it back to kind of the sound I grew up on, a very kind of boom bap sound. So so yeah, I had to definitely get one in front of the chip shop, you know.
Definitely.
It's lovely. You've got a nice setup going on there. So do you actually record sort of stuff there?
Yeah,
are we in this space?
This is my home setup, so I'm able to record vocals here. I'm able to make my beats and stuff like that. So lockdown has been somewhat of a pleasure for me. I do feel guilty saying that sometimes, you know. But
just
yeah,
own it. It's cool. You can own it.
Yeah, just be able to be creative. So I've got a lot done. And much more to come.
And so tell us a bit about that music video. What was the inspiration behind it? What's the story behind it? I know you're a big storyteller with your music.
Yeah, so the song is called Give It Up, featuring a rapper by the name of Kimber from a group called Union Black. So Kimber's from New Jersey, alongside an amazing producer called Sir Williams from Birmingham. Anyway, so the song actually is produced by myself, and the Give It Up's all about saying, look, just keep it real. That's in the basis. It's about keeping it real. And I'm having a little dig at some of the rappers that, you know, I'm not too fond of, like kind of in the trap space that's kind of pushing a lot of negativity and not being creative with their music. So there's a little bit of a dig there in there. So that's what it's all about.
Amazing.
Fantastic. And also, so your name's K9. I don't know if that's on your passport, but we know you as K9. So where did that come from?
It's a bit embarrassing. It used to be Killer 9 from a very, very, very long time ago.
Boo.
I got myself caught in a rap battle, and I was victorious, and there was 9 opponents, and that's how the name came. But then, you know, with evolution, I got it to mean, as I evolved as an artist and as a man, I got it to mean different things. Currently, the meaning of K is either king, as in I'm king of my dome, or knowledge of self, and knowledge of self. So I know myself. I'm always growing. I'm always trying to know myself in the context of the world and other people. And the 9 is numerology for cool, blimey. So 9 is spiritual, like enlightenment, completion, that type of thing is what 9 means in numerology. So that's what I aspire to come to do.
Oh, K9.
Good
Love
answer.
So you've got you're going to play something for us live, aren't you?
Yeah, I was going to try and see if I could try and perform something live. I'm not sure what the levels will be like. I'm trying to also.
Let's give it a go.
Yeah. What's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst thing that can happen? So you guys are going to have to tell me. You're going to have to tell me if the music's too loud or if I'm too loud, and we'll take it from there. So we'll let you know.
This is lovely stuff. So anyone, if you have any questions or comments for K9, now is the time to prepare all of that. But when he starts going, you need to put your pens and fingers down for a second and take in.
Let me clarify. So the K9 London is not my actual artist name. What it is that K9 is as a buzz, as a, what do you call it, as a keyword. Obviously, people, dogs, all kind of things will come up. So K9 London is just the way I use on my handles to differentiate it. But more and more people are calling me K9 London, but it's fine, you know.
But you're K9.
There you go. So I'll perform a couple of joints. I'll try anyway.
Something going on not welcome around here. Bang. Barefoot bully rap, broken circuit. Real rude boy man, I hope you heard this. Don't get nervous. Timpan sounders, pack up your things and blow his curtains. I said go his curtains, just come out the dance. Timpan sounds are not welcome round here. Timpan sounds are not welcome. Alright, listen. Dogs Danish rapper, King Kong swagger. Spring of chair to your chest, you better satter. Fresh still rotten, me now big cotton. Chest get stuck with Godzilla foot bottom. Make I tell you something. Shaka Zulu, now your face like. Timpan sounds are just welcome round here. Timpan sounds are not welcome round here. Get a up here, busting on your cranium. The way the man a move is just saying my alien. Champion, we should have been at the stadium. So this a prophecy, but me no name Fabian. Say me no name Fabian.
Yeah. Yes.
I got another one. Oh yeah.
Go for it.
Again, you're in it. You're in the space, man.
All right. Burn your phantom god, take heed of the road where you trot. We are now demons are lurking while Satan is working to protect your soul and run. Listen me, burn your phantom god, take heed of the road where you trot. Tell you why demons are lurking while Satan is working to protect your soul and run. Yo, blasphemy, they stray far from nature. Hailing the crew's portrait on paper. For that they're willing to cut their brother's face up. Car house, a piece of land, some acre. Crab bucket mentality, tenacious. Red eye and they bad mind their neighbor. Some guys sell it underneath to gain it. Submissive roles and sexual favors. What a thing when the judgment them for face up. Should they know you can't lie to the creator. This a problem of mine, a quiet major. Karma, I got questions sooner or later. To be poor is a crime and that's killing them. For the money they act funny like Cat Williams. Them a ball or them long for the million. If them ever get it, then them a ball for millions. So burn your phantom god. Make you take heed of the road where you trot. Yes.
Yes, K9. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. You kind of touched upon it before, but actually, I think because lots of the music that we're inspired by in the UK, especially sort of coming from hip hop, you know, has it's come like there's lots of American sounds that we've picked up on, and sometimes it feels like sometimes we've taken the more negative side. Certain artists have like picked up on those when actually you remind me of the kind of Mos Def. The kind of raucous records is quite a spiritual kind of more connecting to who you are identity sound. So what advice could you give, I guess, to people that want to get involved? They enjoy, I guess, the kind of bravado of it, but just maybe just helping them to kind of decide, I don't know, how to maybe think about their identity. What advice could you give to the young'uns out there now and the old ones that are misbehaving?
You know what? Look, you know, I'm definitely not an authority to tell people what to write about or how to do what they need to do. And some people that's part of their experience. They are in, you know, road life per se, and they are experiencing that. I just think that especially in a time like now and today, it's so important for us to, you know the value of life, especially being a black man, young black boys, you know, they're killing one another. So we got to think about, we got to try to be conscious about what we're putting out there, the energy we're putting out there and stuff like that. And I do know from being a youth worker that some young people, that's all they know, that's all they see and stuff, but there is a better way. That's all I would say. There's a better way, there's a better life, and you just got to try to come out of your estate. And when I say estate, I don't mean your geographical location, I mean your mind estate, your actual mind. Think outside of your mind. Look at things that inspire you outside, and not people maybe on your block that's driving the biggest car, and think, I can do better in life. I want to live another 10 years, I want to have a family and stuff like that. And then you'll find new things to talk about, new experiences. You start putting yourself in new circles and stuff like that. But it's all about growth, like personally as well. You grow personally, you'll grow as an artist.
Inspirational words, K9.
Absolutely, wise
Amazing.
words.
Wow, I can't wait to get you back live so we can bring everyone down to see you take it away. You're just phenomenal. I'm very inspired by you. So thank you for joining us on tonight's show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
And all the best.
And yeah, if anybody likes, I mean, you've got it all there, but if anybody likes what they hear, definitely follow me. I'm trying to get those followers up. And it's at K9 London everywhere. So I'm most active on Instagram, as you see the website there. You actually can get the new mixtape that's free, which I haven't really released, but it's there. You can get it from the website now. Go and download it. It's got some stuff that's never been heard before. I have a new album coming out as well. It's going to be called Black and Forth. I have an existing album out that's available on Spotify, Apple Music. It's called The Re-Education of King 9. So just go to those platforms and type K9 London. As you see it there, you will find me. And I hope to see you guys in person soon as well. Actually, physically in person.
I can say that I have both listened to your album. Was it 2014 it came out? And I have downloaded your mixtape too. So
the new one?
Yes. I went on the website on Monday. So I'm on it.
Ahead of the game.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in, and we look forward to hearing your latest work and latest releases.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, K9. See you soon. Lots of love. Bye.
Lovely stuff. Fantastic. Do not go anywhere yet, everybody. I know you might be thinking, oh, I need the bathroom. You don't. Okay, because we still got 2 more guests joining us. The first is here to tell us about a unique online immersive theatre game called Plymouth Point from creative studio Swamp Motel.
Yeah, Swamp Motel are multi-award winning theatre experience makers. And wanting to create something a bit different despite the limitations of lockdown, they created Plymouth Point.
Yes, so let's please give a warm welcome to Swamp Motel's co-founder and creative director, Clem Garrity.
There he is.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, Clem.
Hello, Clem. Where are you coming to us from?
I'm in the currently abandoned Swamp Motel HQ in Hackney, and it's just me and a sort of an attic full of props and weird things. This is the first time I've spoken out loud for a few hours. I was worried I would come on and be like, hello. So I'm pleased that I didn't do that. Hi.
Good job.
Hi.
So glad to have you here. I'm going to jump straight into it. Tell us, what is Plymouth Point?
Okay, so Plymouth Point is, you did a great introduction, probably better than I'm about to do. Plymouth Point is basically an online immersive mystery experience that you, people at home, people on lockdown have to solve with the help of their friends and families over Zoom. We basically we're a bit sick of doing Zoom quizzes. About a week and a half in, my mum really liked them. So we were a bit sick of those, and we thought, what's a more fun way of using Zoom? Maybe there's some way of doing something collaborative and narrative and interesting. So yeah, we made this. Does that make sense?
Makes loads of sense.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've played it, so we know what it's about.
Yes, we do. So if you at home are bored of doing the quiz yet again with your Aunt Bessie, you could do this instead.
Now this is amazing.
It's the security guard.
What's that?
Oh God, what is that?
Hello.
No.
Oh my God, you're scaring me.
Definitely.
Oh yes, Zoom calls will never be the same again. Fantastic. So tell us, what is next for Swamp Motel? Do you have any other projects happening?
Yeah, I mean, this is a weird one, obviously, as everyone has said this evening, and everyone is thinking. It's a very strange time, and we sort of specialize in doing usually immersive experiences where we're putting audiences in full sensory, weird, wonderful worlds. So lockdown was a bit of a shock, and we had a lot of upcoming gigs cancelled. So that's kind of why we pivoted and took a thing that we were about to create as a live experience, which was going to be a thriller that you would do in the real world, and tried to see if we could make something as thrilling as that online. And it was our first attempt to do that. We've never done an online game or sort of escape room type structure before, so it was a real R&D test experiment that could have obviously gone drastically wrong, but thankfully we think has done really well and people seem to love it. So at the moment now we're sort of thinking, well, maybe we develop this as a whole new strand to our company. And you know, it was interesting hearing Suzanne and Neve talk earlier about theatre and you guys, of course, how and when we get back to what we know as theatre and engaging with it. I think the immersive world is maybe slightly better placed than traditional at the moment, because we don't deal with seats and auditoriums. We can maybe create experiences that cater to and deal with the limitations we're about to have put on our industry. But yeah, I mean, it's been exciting for us to realize there's this whole thing called the internet. I don't know if you've heard of it, which we weren't like playing with, or it wasn't a space we were creating narrative experiences in. And now I think maybe we will continue to do that. So Plymouth Point Part 2 is probably the thing that we're fiddling with at the moment.
Indeed, Plymouth Point harder.
Well, you kind of answered my next question, which was how are you going to continue to use a digital platform? But how do you think it's going to be coming back into immersive theatre after lockdown?
I think, I think we are slightly better placed, as I say, because there'll be, I know that a couple of the Great Gatsby, I think, immersive experience in central London is announced that it will reopen. I think people won't want to go through experiences that necessarily replicate this experience. I don't think anyone's going to want to go through a zombie infection experience or anything like that. We're done with thinking about viruses. But I think, it's probably going to be, hopefully it'll encourage more creativity and us figuring out new ways of telling stories. It's scary, obviously, because theatre is already a tricky world where it's not necessarily financially robust, and therefore relies on ticket sales, and to reduce the amount of people you're putting through an experience will obviously damage that industry. So it's a bit of a knife edge, but I feel really cheered by listening to people like you've had on this evening and panels like this, where I think at least it's an industry that's full of creative people and creative thinkers, and hopefully that's just going to push us towards coming up with new ways of engaging and entertaining audiences, I think.
Absolutely. I hope so.
Yeah.
It will do. It will happen. It will happen because there's a will to make it happen.
Yeah. And the digital thing, like you said, that's been something that we use every day for work. And I think Neve said it earlier, but there were times when, I just wouldn't, Laura, you and I would probably push back a meeting, or, people that I know, if we can't go for a coffee and have that meeting, we'd push it back. And actually, I think we've realized that in terms of telling stories, if a lot of the time we're thinking, if we can't get a venue or we can't get the cast for this amount of days, or then we can't do it. And actually, this has kind of opened our eyes to think, no, we could keep creating stuff digitally that hopefully still gives people the same like visceral feeling of live. I mean, maybe never quite exactly the same, but something similar to.
But at least it's something to offer out there if people can't access it, I think, is sort of the point that I think a lot of people are starting to realize, that it's another form of reaching audience.
Exactly.
And also a low cost way of doing it as well for audiences.
And there's the option of a like mix and match sort of thing for future things. So you can kind of balance a bit between. There we go. I saw your eyes go there.
I mean,
that's the winner.
No.
Copyright TM Adam Courting. You heard it here first.
Yeah, we could talk about your credit on that. But yeah, I think that, I mean, my dream is that, no spoilers, but at the end of Plymouth Point, hopefully you're thinking someone's about to knock on your door. And I think what we really want for, if we ever did this again out of lockdown, this would be an amazing prologue to a live immersive show, right? So you could have an hour, maybe for free, included in the ticket price, where you get to, if you want to and you choose to, delve into this whole online experience. And then boom, chapter 2 is, meet you in Chinatown. You've got this mission, you've got to do it by midnight.
Yeah, that's so cool. I want to do that now.
Sitting in a pub, you get a little thing, so all your mates gather in the pub, you get some things in there.
We have we have a question that I want to answer, because is Plymouth Point for only suitable for adults, or can children and young people also play it?
So we've put it is suitable for everyone, but we've put an age guidance on it of 14 plus, which I think is mainly because we're quite old, and I think we worry that we're probably not creating experiences that are necessarily entertaining preteens. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to anger any of my colleagues. 14 plus is what but it's sort of, it was born from we really love giving our audiences agency, right? So when you're doing an immersive experience, they're choosing which door they're going to walk through, or which actor they're going to follow, or which storyline they're going to pursue. TV isn't really like that, right? You're being told which one to pursue. And we were engaged by things like, I won't swear in case I'm not supposed to, but Don't F with Cats, that Netflix series, and sort of true crime podcasts where you're given the agency to, be a keyboard warrior and pursue the mystery and find out yourself by doing some personal detective sleuthing. And actually, I think teenagers are quite good at that anyway. So
they'll be better than me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Likewise. Apart from stalking and on Instagram, that's pretty much all I'm good at. Should I say that?
And even Instagram, Clem.
Yeah. Shaky ground.
So if people want to check out Plymouth Point, they just simply go to plymouthpoint.co.uk.
Yes, I should know that. Yeah, it's plymouthpoint.co.uk.
Here we go. There it is.
You don't have to. We've got this wonderful bar down there. It does all the work for you.
Yes, we got a review in The Guardian yesterday, which there's no way of saying this without sounding, blowing my own trumpet. But we got 4 stars in The Guardian yesterday, which was lovely, and it's sort of they spoke a lot about how moving experiences from the live to online, and that being a worry before going into it, and how actually it was fully sort of rewarding and engaging. So hopefully that legitimizes it.
Blow that trumpet, blow, my friend.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right.
We've got our next guest waiting, so sadly we're going to have to say goodbye. But thank you so much for coming and chatting to us about Plymouth Point. We've played it. We played it last night, was it, or the night before?
No, night before.
Yeah, it's stuck in my head. I just thought it was last night, and it is brilliant. So thank you for creating it.
Thank you.
Yes, and don't work too hard.
Yeah, no, sorry. I'll sleep. I'll go and have some sleep now. That'll be nice.
And we'll see you very soon in person, I hope.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Thanks, Clem.
Yes.
Cheers, guys. Lovely.
Take care. Right, thank you very much.
I cut him off a bit there. Whoops.
Yeah, you did. Rude. So remember, we still got one more wonderful act to come. You can still send your comments and put in any questions you like. You can just ask us questions about anything, really. It's fine. Like, where do these plants come from? I'll tell you another day. Also, you can donate via PayPal. So if you look in the events description, details will be there.
Yep, and all of the donations tonight will be going towards our artists and their projects. What have we got next, Adam?
Last guest of the evening is what's coming next, which is a bit of a shame, but it's also really exciting to see him do his thing. So this is the incredible actor-musician, Royce Cronin.
Yes, Royce is an actor, musician with an inconsistent and rambling CV, his words, not mine, of TV, film and stage experience, whose other job is also playing gigs.
Yes, for lockdown, he holds a weekly online gig that has focused on ambient blues classics, grunge and alternative versions of pop.
Yep, I've been watching every Monday night and I love it. It's become my only routine in lockdown. And I think he owes me a prize because I logged in first once and I think that deserves a prize. So I thought I'd get him on the show to talk about my prize.
I think that's how Instagram works. So let us bring him in. Please welcome the wonderful, waiting Mr. Royce Cronin.
There he is.
Oh, I'll turn my reverb down. That was I've got the blues reverb cranked up already. That's not the best way to start.
What an introduction.
That was an amazing. You guys are brilliant at this, by the way. That was.
It's great for you to come in with reverb. Thanks for preparing that.
Hey, but Laura, your prize is going to be a case of Corona beers that you've been drinking.
The beers, right? Not just like a case of the disease.
No, that would be
virus.
Yeah, that would be a great present.
That would be a rubbish present.
Yeah, just a case of those beers you've been drinking every week when you've been coming to watch my gigs, which is been flying.
They're cheap. They're on offer. So tell us about your digital gigs on a Monday night.
So I just started doing them. Was doing from doing pub gigs, the covers and upbeat sort of stuff, and then I just kind of thought, well, why am I not doing stuff that I want to be doing? And I just love blues and playing blues, and I'm still kind of learning. And just started fiddling around with some of them. And then some people were like, we'll do more of that. So I just carried on and I'm only doing that now, just sort of low key, super chilled stuff. And Monday night, so everyone could just take it easy and have a drink instead of no one could go out, right? So
yeah. Well, should we have a listen? They all want to hear it, don't they?
Yes, I'm going to start with this is obviously clever. This is not mine. This is Chuck Berry, but this is the first one that I heard that I loved. So give us a bit of that. Hours. That's when I think of you. And the wee hours. That's when I think of you. Say, but yet I wonder if your love was ever true. In a wheel around, I sit alone and think of you. Sit alone and think of you. I sit alone and yeah, I wonder if you remember all the things we used to do. for a fading memory. One little song for a fading memory. For the one I really love, the only one for me. One little song for a faded memory. One little song for a faded memory. The one I really love, the only one for me. Oh, thank you, Chuck Berry. There you are.
Thank you, Mr. Royce Cronin.
I was muted
That was
again.
fantastic.
Thanks, man.
So where would you normally be playing if you weren't in lockdown? In bars around London?
Yeah, different places. Normally Friday nights is a place called Northcote Records. It's down in Battersea, which is like rowdy and upbeat and noisy and drunk. And then the good stuff is like quiet nights for me, just like Monday nights, Sunday nights. A place called WC in Clapham and a place called Up in Brixton. So just slowly finding my way to do things, is to stand in the corner and just play tunes while everyone has dates and doesn't really listen, but get to play what I like.
Well, surely if people were dating while watching you in pubs, then this is a perfect chance for online daters to put you in the background on a Monday night.
It's exactly what I wanted to talk about tonight. So we're gonna push
Really?
that.
Absolutely. You can claim the success of helping those relationships that go well. And
my
also
plan.
giving those that are kind of breaking up a nice little soft bed pillows as they sort of part their ways and ease off.
It is great break up.
Do you need a manager, by the way?
Yeah, you've got the job.
So do you have a song for all of those lovers out there that you play to them while they're dating or while they're breaking up?
No, I mean, yeah, probably. I do. But, I've done weddings before, and it's amazing how many breakup songs people choose for their first dance. But there is a kind of romantic song which is actually about death. So people say, "Have you got something romantic?" And I play stuff like that, which could play that. But there's another one that I do enjoy playing, which is definitely not a romantic song, but it sounds it. It's got a bit of looping going on, so I'll do that. It's by a band called Little Dragon, and I'm playing this one. It's called Ritual Union. You ready? Oh, my screen's going. Here we go.
Always for you, Royce.
Oh, thanks, man. Ritual trouble again. I was wondering of the white dress and the mistress and the spirits holding my hand. Love sinking in the sand, my petals falling on the man. I feel running like the wind. I'm sorry, boy, that was sin. Love is not like they say. Silence hard to make a stay. I drown my feelings in the sea. Man, I hover on a beach. Ritual union got me trouble again. I was wondering of the white dress and the mistress and the spirit holding my hand. Love is not like they say. Love is hard to make it stay. I drown my feelings in the sea. It drowns up over on the beach. Love is hard to make it stay. I drown my feelings in the sea. Deep over on the beach. The keys are hard a couple times. Ritual union got me in trouble again. I was wondering of the white dress and the mistress and the spirit holding my hand. Mistress, spirits holding my hand. Ritual union got me in trouble again.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Royce Cronin.
How brilliant you are. We're going to have to leave it there for tonight, Royce. Thank you so much for coming on and playing us into the night. Check out Royce's Instagram. I highly recommend it. I've been there. As I said, I've won prizes, Case Corona, etc. Every Monday night on his Instagram live at the Royce Cronin.
Absolutely, so much. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you again soon.
Thanks, guys. Cheers. It's been great tonight. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
See you soon. We'll get you back again. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Oh, great. We've unfortunately reached the end of the night, Laura, which is thank you. What?
I'm pretty sad about it. I'm sure people at home, what's that bit of hair doing? There we go.
I have the same concern all the time. Thank you all for joining us for our very first event of the Lockdown Live season. Laura, tell us what's next.
Oh, well, next week in the season, on Friday the 26th of June at 7:30, again, we have Love is Live. And don't you fear, Adam and I will not be presenting it. We have the brilliant Mercury Presents hosting the show, which is
professionals.
A cabaret celebrating Pride. In fact, Adam, we haven't released a lineup yet, and I think we might do it now.
Oh, do you have some sort of way of promoting it in some sort of like short?
Let me just have a look at what I've got.
Video-based.
Do you know what?
Enhanced.
I just found this that just so happened to be here. Here we go. Let's take a look at what's coming up at our next event. Love is Live, celebrating Pride.
Give it to me now, give it to me now. I wanna lick you from your head to your toes.
Tripping in finesse, you know it. Out here tripping in finesse. That ain't what you wanna hear, but that's what I'll do. 'Cause now there ain't no letting you go. Am I falling in love with the one that could break my heart? I am what
Very excited, and all donations taken for Love is Live will go directly to OPAL, which is the Out and Proud African LGBTI charity supporting migrants and refugees affected by COVID-19.
And it will be a wonderful event. So please do come back on the 26th. Oh, my dad will kill me. 26th of June. Following that, on the 16th of July, stepping into July at 7:30, we'll be hosting Movers and Shakers. Movers and Shakers is a dance show that we host at Longfield Hall. It's now in its 4th year, and we'll be bringing together professional and emerging dancers, choreographers, dance companies that use the hall together to showcase their work in response to lockdown.
Yes.
So what's after that? I don't even know. And I'm the artistic
we're
director.
going to close the season, or should I say, see where we're at with lockdown, with the Unseens on Thursday, 30th of July at 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, summer wouldn't be summer without open air Shakespeare. And Longfield Hall this year, as we can't be in the park, are taking the Bard online. So reverting to Shakespeare's actors' original method of only having their immediate cues and lines, we'll be doing that for our company of actors involved in the show.
Yes, and they will never rehearse together. They won't know who they're performing with. They will find it cruel and punishing, and they'll also have many a surprise thrown at them, with the added bonus of everything being live and online.
And with co-founder of Open Bar Theatre, Adam, what could possibly go wrong?
Tell me about it. All of these events will, of course, be free to watch. That is FREE to watch, with donations always welcome. It'll be streamed live again via Facebook and YouTube, so please put those dates in your diary.
Indeed. And thank you. The last thing to say is thank you to all of our guests that joined us on the show tonight. Busker, Jade Thornton, whose online show you can check out on her Facebook page, Jade Thornton Music, on a Tuesday night.
Yes, artistic director from Theatre Peckham, Suzanne Mclean, also CEO there. I remembered it, Suzanne. And co-artistic director of the Blue Elephant Theatre, Niamh de Valera.
Oh, and not forgetting K9 London. Adam was waiting for me to say something else about that, but let's go to K9 London. Check out his music video. His name is K9, but he's known as K9 London on all social medias, so check it all out on Insta.
Absolutely. Go to his website and download that mixtape now. Clem Garrity joined us from Swamp Motel, telling us about the online immersive game Plymouth Point. Oh, look at that right down there. You can get involved by going to www.plymouthpoint.co.uk.
And thank you for singing us out tonight, Mr. Royce Cronin. You can check him out on a Monday night on Instagram, live on his Insta. Wait for it. The Royce Cronin.
Yeah.
And you might even win a case of Corona.
If you're lucky. Now, we cannot take all the responsibility for the smooth and obviously uninterrupted running of this amazing show because, as always, there is a hard-working team behind the scenes. So a big thanks, as ever, to Catherine and Will from Longfield Hall, the artistic committee, Joe Wickham on the socials, and, of course, the trustees.
Right. Well, that's it for now. Thank you again for joining us. If you would like to make a donation, as I said a million times, not because I'm but pressurizing you, just like if you feel like if you'd like to, and if you're in a position to do so, all donations will go directly to our artists and the projects that they have been talking about tonight on the show. So the PayPal link is there in the event description. And 26th of June. Let's all regroup for some Pride celebration, and Love is Live.
Absolutely. We will see you there. Thank you so much, and good night, everybody.
You're gonna sing us out again, Adam?
Ovs.
What's the song?
La 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 la. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to